What's up, guys? It's your old pal Deluxe Chimp, and today I'm out for a ride on the CRF 250 Rally. It has been way too long since I've been on a motorcycle. Today's topic of discussion is a question from Shadetree Surgeon. And that question is, what motorcycles that have been discontinued do you want back? Old Shadetree listed a bunch of really impressive bikes in his video this weekend. His picks, stuff that he wanted to see to make a comeback. Well, this is my list. And for my list, I've only chosen 3 bikes. That way, some of you can go and make your own video on the bikes you want to see back. The first bike on my list comes from Honda. Now, it's one of those motorcycles that it's kind of under the radar because it's somewhat of a rare bird. It was only produced for 1 model year and then it went away. I don't know why, because personally, I think it's a pretty cool bike. And that bike is the CTX 1300. The CTX 1300 falls into a category of, shall we call it, a sport tourer. It's really not a sport bike per se, and it's really not a touring bike. It's just kind of right there in the middle, like if you did a mashup with those 2 styles of bikes. I like it because it's kind of an intro into the touring world if you're a Honda fanatic like I am, because really Honda has nothing else to offer in the touring category with the exception of the CTX 700, which is kind of a small bike. Or you jump into a Goldwing, which is a really big bike with a really big price tag. But don't be fooled. The CTX 1300 is no ballerina at 724 pounds. It's powered by a 1261cc longitudinally, I've heard it both ways, mounted V4 engine. Final drive is shaft, which is really low maintenance, and it has a 5-speed transmission. This bike got a pretty lukewarm reception from reviewers. It really kind of lacked soul, but for me, I bought my CTX 1300 as a commuter. One of the pluses of the bike is the price point. When it was brand new, you can get in the door for like $15,999, so 16 grand. Which puts you well below the price of a new Goldwing. I think it's worth mentioning, when I bought my 2014 CTX, I bought it in 2018 as a leftover. Basically, it was a brand new bike, still in the shipping crate, stuck up in the rafters of my local dealership. And here's the best part. The price tag on the bike? 5,861 smackos. Now, with freight and setup and all the rest of the mumbo jumbo that goes with it, tax and whatever else, the unit price came out to $6,593. What are you going to buy for that price that's still basically a brand new bike with a warranty? When I was shopping around for commuter bikes, the most I could find in that price range was like a well-loved Sportster. Something that had no warranty. Basically, I was just buying someone else's bike, private sale. But the CTX, it fit the bill. Okay, moving along from dad jeans to a dirt machine. My number 2 pick comes from Yamaha. The second motorcycle that I'd like to see come back is the Yamaha Big Wheel. And I'm not talking the little guy. I'm talking the Big Daddy, the BW 350. We're talking a 348cc single overhead cam, 4-stroke, single-cylinder engine, 5-speed manual transmission, and a chain final drive. The tires on this thing were just massive. Up front you had an AT 25 by 812, and out back you had an AT 23 by 11.9. The tire pressure recommendation was 5.8 psi. With that much rolling meat, You definitely weren't going to set any land speed records, and you certainly weren't going to get massive airtime. But the machine showed its true potential in the loose stuff, like sand or snow. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. The downfall of this bike came from inexperienced riders. They were able to operate it with relative ease, but when you couple inexperience with a bike that can get a little squirrely, its days were numbered. I'd love to see the 350 big wheel make a comeback. Yamaha's TW200, it just doesn't compare. The big wheel was just such a chunky piggy. There was really nothing else like it, with the exception of the Honda Fat Cat. And my third and final pick, it comes from the orange and black, the bar and shield, the one and only Harley Davidson. And that bike is the Softail Springer. We're talking the FXSTS. Narrow front tire, tall bars, bobbed rear fender, just the epitome of cool. I don't think Harley's put out anything that cool since the end of the Springers. I think the last Springer front end was on one of the CVO bikes in 2012. Sure, they probably don't handle as well as telescopic forks, but nothing looks as cool as a Springer front end. Sorry, that's just the way it is. I don't think we'll ever see another new Harley with a Springer front end with how popular the touring bikes are these days, like the street glides and the road glides. But I could always dream. Or I can grab a parts catalog and buy an aftermarket front end if that's what I really want. Anyhow, those are my picks for discontinued motorcycles that I'd like to see come back someday. What do you guys think? What would you like to see make a comeback? Go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section. Let me know. Or, as Shadetree Surgeon said, if you're a creator, go ahead and make your own video on this topic if you're so inclined. Don't forget, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up on the video. And if not, go ahead and give me a thumbs down. It's not going to hurt my feelings, but remember, if you give me that thumbs down, leave a comment and let me know why. With that said, this has been Deluxe Chimp. Until next time, ride safe.